This week we step through the lacquered doors of the most distinguished perfumers of the Victorian era. Fleuris, Atkinson's, Truefitt and Hill and more, and breathe in the story of the age they helped define.
Welcome to the Literally Victorian podcast with your host, Matthew Lee Hanson.
Hello and welcome to the Literally Victorian podcast. My name is Matthew and it's good to be with you once again, and I hope you're all doing very well indeed. We begin this week in 19th century London. London was becoming the beating heart of an empire. With it came spices from the Indies, citrus from the Mediterranean, jasmine from the east, and rose oil carried over oceans. Perfume was no longer just for the aristocracy. It became a mark of civility, a buffer against the smells of the industrial city, and a way to signal taste, status, and even morality. Victorian Londoners believed scent should be subtle, elegant, and controlled. Never vulgar, never overwhelming. A fragrance was considered good only when, as one writer put it, one sensed it only when drawing perilously close. In this atmosphere of refinement, the great London houses flourished. Our journey begins at 89 Jermyn Street, where Fleuris, already a century old, entered the Victorian age with a reputation as a master of delicate, dignified perfume. The boutique, lit by warm gas lamps, smelled of orange blossom, lavender and bergamot drifting from hand-labelled bottles. The counters gleamed with Spanish mahogany, a reminder of the founder's Mallorcan heritage. Fleuris scents were graceful, never ostentatious, always refined. Ladies of the Victorian elite visited for violet waters and bridal bouquets, gentlemen for shaving soaps scented with neroli and sandalwood. Their ledgers recorded generations of London society, including authors, diplomats and even royalty, each returning for their preferred blend. In an era of rapid change, Fleuris remained reassuringly timeless. Across London, Atkinson's, founded in 1799, entered the Victorian age with flair. Legend tells that its founder, James Atkinson, arrived in the early 1800s carrying a pot of rose-scented pomade and, wait for this, a live bear. By Victoria's reign, the theatrics had softened, but the house's reputation for vibrant, characterful scents remained. Atkinson's embodied the Victorian love of novelty and travel. Scents built around English lavender, citrus and warm herbal notes filled their ribbed glass bottles, treasured by the fashionable ladies and impeccably groomed gentlemen. Their perfumes caught the attention of Queen Victoria herself, earning Atkinson's a royal warrant and cementing their place in the scented hierarchy of the age. Where Fleuris was quiet elegance, Atkinson's was confident charm. Though if one wished to understand the Victorian gentleman, one needed only to step through the doors of Truefitt and Hill, founded in 1805 and already famed during Victoria's reign. Part barbershop, part social sanctuary, Truefitt offered more than grooming. It offered ritual. The Victorian man's appearance was a public declaration of respectability. A clean shave, a tailored suit, polished boots, and a discreet scent were essential elements of social armour. Truefitt's colognes, Spanish leather, West Indian limes, and sandalwood became the invisible signatures of politicians, officers, and statesmen. Their grooming creams, pomades, and aftershaves were crafted with meticulous care, steeped in the barbershop's warm, masculine atmosphere. A true fit gentleman was a man of order, polish and quiet power. Late in the Victorian era, Geo.f Trumper emerged in Curzon Street, Mayfair, a haven of grooming excellence. Trumpers was a house of artistry. Its colognes were botanical poems, extract of limes, Spanish leather, wild fern, Geo.f Trumper signature, each blended with apothecary precision. Victorian gentlemen flocked to Trumper, not only for fragrance, but for the ritual of the barber shop, the hot towel, the straight razor, the momentary retreat from the chaos of London's streets. If true fit embodied discipline, Trumper represented refinement. Their scents were crisp, clear and quietly luxurious, the final touch to the well-appointed Victorian man. But no story of Victorian perfumery is complete without Penhaligon's, the house that captured the theatrical spirit of the late 19th century. Founded by William Penhaligon, a barber from Cornwall, the brand's earliest masterpieces took inspiration from London's fashionable Turkish baths. In 1872, Penhaligon's released Hammam Bouquet, an exotic, smoky, resinous fragrance that stood in bold contrast to the soft florals favoured by many Victorians. It was daring, seductive, almost hypnotic. A few decades later came Blenheim Bouquet, created for the Duke of Marlborough, a crisp, aristocratic citrus and spice fragrance that became a favourite of statesmen and royalty. Penhaligon's infused Victorian perfumery with a sense of personality, whimsy and eccentricity. Their scents felt like characters, bold, mischievous, theatrical, reflecting London at its most cosmopolitan. If Fleurice was the quiet heart of the Victorian home, Penhaligon's was the mysterious stranger in the gaslit street. Together, these perfumers transformed Victorian London into a landscape of scent. Fleurice refined the elegant, Atkinson's charmed the fashionable, Truefit and Hill disciplined the gentleman, Trumper perfected grooming as an art, and Penhaligon's dazzled with eccentricity. In an age of coal smoke, crowded streets and restless ambition, fragrance offered something rare, a moment of beauty, intimacy and individuality. The Victorians believed scent revealed character. Today it reveals their world, refined, complex and filled with quiet mystery. But before I go, I would also like to give a shout out to two other companies from the Victorian era, not as prominent in the fragrance department, but equally as important, and they are Taylors of Old Bond Street and D.R. Harris. And as with all these companies, it's not all about fragrance, it's bath and body, facial and grooming accessories too, and of course, lots and lots of history. I'll try and leave some links below. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Please like and subscribe and click the notification bell for more instant loveliness. Until next time, have a great week and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.